Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So the chapter name is problem solving. Okay. So unit name computational thinking and programming 1. Okay. So in this we are going to study about programming language, that is Python. Okay. This first chapter fully about problem solving. How we are going to solve the problem. Okay. What is the idea? Okay. So generally in the real time, real world. Okay. What actually the problem? Okay. Students, what is problem? Students, anyone? I need a response from everyone. Students, kindly respond. What is problem? Students, anyone try to tell the answer. In the real time, what you tell as a problem? Problem means it not affecting you. So everything. Okay, if you want to learn cycling, okay, that is a one kind of task. Okay, that is called as problem. Okay, so what are the steps we need to know? Okay, what are the requirements first? What are the things? What are the basics? Everything we should know. Okay, step by step only you can learn everything. Okay, even if you want to make a coffee, okay, that is a problem. So what is the first step? What are the requirements? What are the process? And you should get the required output. Okay, that is the taste of that particular coffee. Okay, this is a real world problem. Okay, you can relate everything with the programming language. Okay, understood everyone? Students? So every task we are dealing in the real world, that is considered as a problem. Okay, so how we are dealing every day, every each and every reaction, every action, every task, that is related to problem for computer. Okay, how the computer solving the problem. Okay, so actually, this is not particularly about Python programming in this first chapter. Okay, so this is of entire programming language. Okay, so entire programming language will be dealing with these kind of steps. Okay, so first thing what we are going to do is you should know the basic steps for solving any problem. Okay, using computer or computer programs. What are the things? Three things. That is a first you should analyze the problem or define that particular problem. Okay, so what is the thing what we have to do? Okay, how the output should be, everything should be analyzed. Okay, then second step you have to design the solution. Okay, that is the idea, idea of solving the problem. Okay, so here in the computer basis we need to know about designing means that is an algorithm, developing an algorithm or program coding or testing and debugging, everything will coming under this design solution. Okay, these are some step by step process. Algorithm is the first step, that is a designing, that is a, you can make these are the requirements, this is the program, this is the some logical thinking. Okay, then coding means that is a application of that particular programming language, you have to code it. Coding, you have to give the program coding. Okay, then after completing the coding you have to test that program whether it is working properly or not. Okay, if there is any error, like that. Then what is a debugging? Debugging means while in a testing you may get some errors. Okay, suppose your program has any mistakes means it will produce an error. Debugging means finding the error and correcting that error. Students understood what is debugging? Finding the error and correcting the error. Okay, you should know the reason for the error, and we can correct the error, and you can re-execute. Okay, retest. Then finally implementing the solution. Okay, after you given a correct program, you can implement the solution. Students understood? These are the three basic steps. Everyone understood, pa?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So now you have to know about what is analyzing the problem. Okay, how to analyze, because in the real time we know what because we already practiced a lot of things for this past 16 years or 15 years, we practiced a lot of problems. Okay, so you get some idea how to analyze everything, right? So simple things also, but in a computer world what we have to do? Okay, in almost in every problem solving methodology, the first step is defining or identifying the problem. This is the first step. Okay, so see, for example, this one you study students, if performance in any department is substandard, we might think the problem is with the individuals submitting the work. Okay, if we look a bit deeper, the real issue might be lack of training or an unreasonable workload. Okay, this is a some problem. So we need to analyze deeply. Okay, what is the exactly what is the problem? Okay, same thing have may happen with the problem solving using computer program. So before starting designing coding, problem must be thoroughly defined and analyzed. Okay, so you should not issue any errors. Okay, students understood? So in a real time you can feel any errors and you can recover it. It may be very easy, but in the programming world, so your program may be a small program or a bigger program. That is a program contains some thousand lines of codings. Okay, so after finishing everything, if you find any error in the execution time, so that is a placing the particular error in the thousand line is very difficult. So first thing is you have to analyze that particular program. Okay, what is the program? How to uh, decompose? That is how to split it as a some uh, types, how to solve like this. Everything we should know, right? So what are the things you should know in the analyzing the problem? First thing is data requirement of the given problem. What are the required things? Okay. Then type of input variable required. Okay, this is fully related to computer program. Students, kindly note down. These are the things you should understand on analyzing the problem. First one, data requirement. Okay, data means the input data. Okay, so I already told you. So what is the difference between data and the information? Data means unprocessed data, right? Raw data. Information means that is a processed data. It's called information that will be shown in the output. Okay, next one is type of input variable required. So type of input means, so you may process numbers. Okay, that is integer or floating point, decimal values, anything. Okay, you may process numbers. That is one type of variable. Okay, or you can process strings. That is a characters. Okay, alphabets, everything. Okay, like this, there are a lot of variables types are there. That is data types are there. Okay, that you should analyze. Okay, which one is required for our program? Okay, that is the second thing. Then third one, type of output variable required. Okay, type of output variable. So we are processing these numbers. Okay, but while processing numbers, you can also produce this number as a string or number or whatever. Okay, so depending upon your program, your problem, you need to understand which type of output you should produce. Students understood? These are the three things you should understand about analyzing the problem or defining the problem. Students, any doubts? Students, any doubts here?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Yes. The first one is data requirement. Second one, type of input variable required. Third one, type of output variable required. Okay, these are the three things you should understand. Okay. See, suppose this is an example. Okay, you can see. Suppose we are assigned to solve an arithmetic problem, and we are not familiar with the steps involved in solving that problem. In such a case, we will not be able to solve the problem. Okay, that is a issue for ourselves, because if you don't know exactly how the algebra works, okay, or how the differentiation works, means you cannot solve that particular problem. Okay, like that, if the same applied to writing computer programs, if you don't know the exact steps, that is a computer program cannot write the instructions to be followed by the computer unless he knows how to solve the problem. Okay, we need some programming language. Okay, that is a knowledge about that particular programming knowledge. Okay, That is very, very important. So you should know all the basics. Okay, so like in addition, a program source data, logical and practical procedures needed to solve the problem. Okay, these are the things you should analyze before solving the problem. Okay, so you may have a lot of knowledge in that particular program, but you should know what is the data needed and what is the logical and practical procedures are needed for particular problem to solve. Okay, so because if you don't know exactly how you have to solve means that is a very much issue. Okay. So whatever the problem we are going to solve, first thing is analyze about that particular problem. Understood, students? Why this analyze is very, very important. Students, understood? Analyzing the problem, you should need three things: data requirement, type of input variable required, type of output variable required. Okay. Then second step, okay, that is after analyzing we are going to design the solution. Okay, so that is design is a process to transform user requirements into some suitable form, okay, which helps the programmer in software coding and implementation. Okay, programming tools, program design tools are the tools used to develop a program. Okay, so there are some tools. So see, these are some design solutions. Like you can design by algorithm or flowchart or pseudocode. These are the three things you should remember about designing the coding. Okay, designing the solution. Okay, so we are going to learn one by one. Okay, first what is algorithm, then what is flowchart, then what is pseudocode. Okay, everything is same. Okay, that is a step by step solution for a particular program. Okay, that is the three things, but the representation is different. Okay, first we will see algorithm. So what is actually algorithm means? A plan, a logical step by step process for solving a problem. Okay, step by step process. Okay, so that is if you want to solve any problem means you need to know its step by step process. What is the first step, what is the second step? Okay, so I will show you some example also. So actually algorithms are normally written as a flowchart or in pseudocode as its next level. Okay, so algorithm is the logical step by step process. Okay, but actually it will be implemented by the help of flowchart or pseudocode. Okay, pseudo means false. Okay, coding means that is a program. False coding, okay, that is it is not going to execute the program, but pseudocode means that is a pre-coding. Okay, we are just simply we are giving some coding like structure. Okay, that is a step-by-step process. Okay, first we will have some example. This is a example for that is algorithm of finding largest of two numbers. Okay, so first before seeing this I will ask you how to find which one is largest in two numbers. Students, we are having two numbers a and b. Okay, students, now tell me it having some value. Okay, first we will assign 5 here, then here 10. So now tell me students, which one is bigger, which one is largest value, a or b?
Sir, B.
B. So actually what you did now, how you found? Students, yes, you just compared this value. Okay, so a greater than or b. Okay, that is 5 greater than or 10 you are comparing. So this is false, right? So actually 5 is not greater than 10, so 10 must be greater. So b is the right answer. Okay, this is the thing we are doing in the real life. Okay, but this is the thing we have to give in the algorithm, that is in a computer programming way. Actually what is algorithm? First thing, first step is first start the program. Okay, second one, declare variables for a and b. Okay, we are going to find two numbers, so we need two variables for storing a value. Okay, we need something to hold the value, right? Students understood? So A only holding the value 5, B holding the value 10, like this. So we need two variables for holding any value. Then step 3, we are reading variables. Reading means assigning value. Okay. So we just created a empty variable here. In next step, we are assigning value. We are storing value to the A and B. That is 5 to A, 10 to B. Okay, that is the third one. Next step, we have to compare the values. Okay, if A greater than B, we are checking. Okay, if it is true, okay, this is true means it will display A is largest number. That is A greater than B means we are checking the condition. True means A is largest number. If it false, it will go for else part. Okay, then it will display B is largest number. Students understood this algorithm? Step by step procedure. Okay, that's all. So first we are starting the problem. Second, we need input variables. Okay. Third, we need values. Okay, what is the value we are assigning? Next, we are straight away comparing. This is only for this particular example, finding the largest of two numbers. That's all. Understood, everyone? Students? Understood, Pa? Any doubts? Students, is there any doubts?
Sir.
Okay. So next thing I will ask you. So now tell me, suppose the next program is finding the largest of three numbers. Okay. A, B, C. Okay. We are having three numbers. It may have some values. Okay. So don't consider about values. So what is the procedure? Students, first what we have to do? Students, as algorithm, you tell me, students. First starting, next declaring variables A, B, C. Okay. Then reading values A, B, C. Okay, up to we completed. Fourth step, what is the step? Students, how to compare and get the solution. What is the condition, students? In real time, what you will do? Students, okay, how you will compare? Anyone tell me? Ninian, Tikshana, Dharnish, what is the first step? How you will start the comparison?
Sir, we will see which is greater number.
Yes, A greater than B. First, you will take A and you will compare with B as well as C. Okay, understood? So if both are true, that is, we are comparing A greater than B and A greater than C. Both are true means you can say A is the largest number. Okay, suppose at least one is false means one condition false means you have to check the next value. That is, you have to compare this B. You have to compare this B with A and B with C. Okay, understood? If here also both condition are true means you can say B is biggest value. Okay, suppose now this also fails means definitely the C will be the largest value. A also condition failed, B also condition failed, so C will be the largest value. Okay, this is the real thing we are actually doing in a real time. Okay, but as a lot of practices we did in this 10 years, you are actually seeing very easily. Okay, 12 is the largest value. Okay, very easily you are saying. Okay, but you go to your early days. Okay, that is a first standard or second standard. You definitely will follow this step. Okay, so actually we are implementing those steps into the computer program. Okay, we are giving the step. Okay, so whatever may be the value, a value, b value, c value, whatever you are assigning, it have to check with these conditions. Okay, definitely only three solutions. Either it will produce a is the biggest value, or b is the biggest value, or c is the biggest value. Okay, anything you will get only three output. Any one of the three output. Okay, so we have to provide that algorithm. Okay, that procedure into the algorithm, right? Students understood?
Yes, sir.
So this is the idea. This is the design. Okay. So we have to first make it a design, right? By using algorithm. So algorithm, I told you, this is a step-by-step procedure. Okay. So you have to write it like this. Okay. Students understood? So now we are going for flow chart. Okay. So flow chart means that is a graphical representation of steps. Okay, so steps we already know here. Okay, by algorithm we know all the steps, but what is graphical representation? That is a diagrammatic representation. So flow chart means, so every process has a different symbol. Okay, so that is a terminator. This is for starting and ending point. You have to represent by this symbol. Okay, then process, that is you can process anything. For example, for addition process. Okay, so for a equal to b plus c, like this any operation you are doing means you have to represent by this symbol, that is a rectangle symbol. Okay, not only this one, like this any operation. Okay, then this symbol. Okay, you can see the diagram like this. Okay, this finally you can see that curved area. This is for document or report. Okay, this is a symbol you should give for document. Okay, so kindly note down everything, students. Terminator, this oval shape. Process, rectangle shape. Document, like this. Okay, then decision. So decision means this is the decision. See, if a greater than b, so true means, so you can give this diamond like shape. True means it will go this side. False means this side. Okay, this is the decision. True, here false. Students understood? Decision. Students understood or not? You can decide anything, true or false. Okay. Then data, that is getting input or providing the output, you have to represent by this diagram. Okay, this symbol. Then flow, that is flow means first step to second step you have to represent by this direction symbol. Okay, which way it processing. Okay, so these are the basic symbols you should remember. Okay, so start and stop, oval shape. Process, rectangle. Document, this shape. Decision, diamond shape. Data, this shape. Flow, this direction symbol. Okay, flow means that is from step 1 to step 2, like this. Okay, so now we will see some example, that is addition of two numbers. Okay, addition of two numbers means c equal to a plus b. Okay, a and b are the two numbers. Okay, first you should write the algorithm. So first step what, always we will start the program, that is the first step. Okay, second we should assign the value, that is declare the variable. Okay, so declare will not come in the flow chart, so straight away we will go for third step, that is reading a value, that is assigning a value. Okay, fourth one, processing, that is adding c equal to, or sum equal to a plus b. Okay, So after finding, we have to display the output. Okay, print output or display the output. So we completed everything. So finally, we should stop the program. Okay, start is the first step, stop is the last step. Always. Okay, understood? So now you see the flowchart diagram. Start is the first step. Okay, using the symbol oval shape. Okay, then input and output we should give this diagram. Okay, data diagram, that is for getting input and displaying the output. This is the diagram. Okay, so see, reading A, reading B, this is the symbol. So this arrow mark, remember, this is a flow of direction. Okay, so after start we have going for read A, this is the diagram. Okay, that symbol we have to give. Then after getting A, we are going to get B, read B. Okay, after getting these two values, next step is sum equal to A plus B. So this is the operation. So we need to give rectangle shape. Students understood? So after finding the answer, you have to display the output using this data diagram. Okay. So after printing, so end with stop. Okay, stop or end. Okay, by using oval shape. Students understood what is flowchart? Students, everyone understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So kindly note down. So up to this we complete today. So kindly revise everything again. Okay. So and I will give you one homework. I need a algorithm and a flow chart. Okay, algorithm and flow chart for okay, adding three numbers. Okay, adding three numbers. Students understood the question? Algorithm and flow chart for adding three numbers. So algorithm means this step-by-step procedure, and flowchart means that same steps graphical representation. Okay, graphical representation of algorithm is called flowchart. Students understood? Students, everyone understood or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So you can do, students. So don't worry about the result. So kindly practice and show me the output. Okay. And I will be in the meeting only. So kindly do the homework now and submit me. Okay.